All right, folks. So today we did X-Files, the board game. So Jennifer, what do you? It's a board game of paranormal investigation and cover-ups.
Okay, so we've played this a few times. I was usually the agents. We played it with 3 people, with 2 people, with 5 people.
Yes. Before we get into what you're going to say, let's go into the components first. Now, I had some issues with the components.
Your hand's too big for the bag?
Well, that's just me. I'm sure the bag's fine for most people. People with bigger hands may have a little bit of an issue. Okay, one of my complaints with the components are some of the cards have some bleeding issues. Okay, they're discolored because of the ink bleeding over. It's minor, but that's one. Another issue I had is the Syndicate players' score track here. They could have differentiated this a little bit better than one of the cigarette tokens. All right, the only difference between the Syndicate players' token for their score track and a cigarette token is a little red circle around it. They could have differentiated that a little bit. Again, it's minor. No big deal. The main issue I had with the components is the rulebook. It is extremely vague with certain things. Okay, it doesn't even tell you who goes first. You got to kind of figure it out, that the investigators do. There's some typos and stuff like that with it. It wasn't the best rulebook. There's nothing wrong with the layout and all that, but it just wasn't the best rulebook. They even had a typo on the investigation tokens. They call it influence tokens in the rulebook. So that was a little confusing the first time, and then I kind of figured it out. One other minor thing is the blind for the Syndicate player. It was off camera with the playthrough because
I had it on a little tray table.
I actually ended up calling it. This is it. I actually called it a trifold science fair experiment board. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Some people refer to it as like a DM blind.
You might want to get that nudge out of the box.
He's all right.
Okay.
So yeah, over some minor stuff with the components, especially with the rulebook. But other than that, what do you think about the components?
Other than that, I think they're fine. They try to make it look like it's they make the board look like it's, pinned up on somebody's cork board or something, Yeah. That's fine, with the coffee stains and whatnot. But the cards are okay. The tokens, it doesn't really bother me like it does you.
Yeah, it doesn't. Now, the artwork is from
the TV show. They actually look like okay.
The artwork is from a I don't know if it's a graphic novel or it's actual comic.
Well, that's based on the TV show because the characters look exactly like the actors who portrayed them. Yeah, but IDW apparently does the comic book. I just found that out recently. I did not know that they even had a comic book. So yeah, other than that, the components, they're not bad quality. Other than the minor issues, the card bleed, other than that. Now, what else was it? Oh, I found it kind of weird that they made a board game, 20 years after the series ended? I don't think it's been that long.
15, something like that. Now, I've heard rumors that there's going to be like a like the Star Trek world, what they did with that, a reimagination of it or whatever.
A reboot.
So I don't know. The comic book, I've never read it. I don't know if they're still doing it or what, but stuff like that. What did you think about that? Jen just picked up the character card, which kind of looks like
it has a fold in it.
The wallet for it, yeah.
Yeah, and I said to Barry, I'm like, oh, it's got a fold. I'm gonna fold it, and I did. And then I was like, oh, why did I fold it? But now looking at it again, I'm thinking that I should have folded it the other way. And perhaps it kind of stands so other people can see what character you are. And then you get the one side facing you that says on your turn and your ability.
Yeah.
So I think it should have folded this way instead of... But I did, when I was an agent, I just was annoying Barry. Like, tell me this. And I'm like, showing him a bad... Like, come on.
Yeah.
So, it's fun. The annoyance factor is there for me.
She does like the annoyance factor. Now, let's get into the gameplay. What did you think about the gameplay? Not your thoughts on the gameplay, just the gameplay.
Sorry. It's slow. It just... I don't know.
No. Let's get into the mechanics of the game.
The mechanics are fine.
Okay. Yeah, it is. There's some math. It's not a whole lot, like plus this, minus that. You got to remember stuff like that.
Yeah, that's not a big deal.
You got to remember the wounds. What did you think about the wounds? I mean, were they really pronounced in the game, or it's just?
I mean, with some cards, they benefit for you taking a voluntary wound. It might get you a little extra something, and then you need to heal it just so you don't lose. I mean, the wounds are fine. Yeah, they play into it. They're,
Yeah, but I just don't know if it's advantageous to take a wound because you got to spend influence that and it does have some interesting decisions like that.
There are cards that allow you to heal all.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
it's
true.
fine. They don't bother me, and I have played both sides.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that in a second. But now, what do you think about the influence and the characters' abilities with the influence? How much they got to pay with the influence and stuff like that.
What do you mean influence?
You got to pay influence to play cards.
Oh, the influence.
Yeah.
I'm thinking progress for some reason. For the syndicate, you mean? Or
no, for the investigators.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't have a problem with that either, because... usually, you can trade with somebody for something that you're better in. So usually it doesn't cost you anything to play cards if you stack your deck right and you trade appropriately with other players you're playing with.
Yeah, I do think it's a interesting mechanism because it's not all one cost. Some players or some characters are weaker in other characteristics. Some are stronger, and you got to pay according to that. And if you're not weak or strong, and it's just one across the board. I do like that. That kind of mixes it up and makes you think about what you want to play. And sometimes you just have to play a card that you're weak in just to get an investigation solved or something like that. Now, do you think there's any cards that are overbalanced or underbalanced?
No, I just, I think with I was being the syndicate today, I think the deck was definitely not shuffled because I was constantly getting the same cards, and now looking at the deck, it was not shuffled.
I did shuffle it.
Well, everything, all the good stuff is on the bottom. But seriously, I kept getting the same cards, so that was a little frustrating.
And that's...
When you just draw, you're like, oh, I finally get to draw 3 cards. Oh, they're all 3 the same hiding the truth cards that get me nothing.
Yeah, well, that's just part of the game. There is some chance,
That was just...
The cards do randomize the game a little bit, and it works the same with the agent cards, and where the investigations pop up. Excuse me. That's just part of the game. Sometimes it works with you, sometimes it doesn't, Jennifer. Now, one thing that we couldn't really convey in this is it is a cooperative game for the agents, You would normally discuss your options, whether you want to trade cards or stuff like that. But you don't want to go too much in detail because the syndicate player's sitting right there and they can hear every word you're saying.
But luckily for Barrett, he was playing with himself, but I don't pay attention.
Yeah, that's true. She doesn't.
So if he was playing and there was somebody else, I wouldn't have been paying attention.
Yeah. So now let's get into what we actually think here. Jen was right. drags out a little bit.
Yeah. I thought that when the first time we played it, it was 3 players. And we won pretty fast. There were things that we were doing wrong, and you didn't play a lot of Syndicate cards. So I was like, okay, I really didn't want to play this game because I'm just I think I'm gamed out and I'm just tired. But I was like, all right, let's play it.
Gamed out. We haven't played.
I'm learning new games, Barry.
Okay.
So I think it's slow. I thought it would be faster with more people. It's a little bit faster. And then I even tried with the Syndicate because I thought it has potential, but I just don't know.
Yeah,
it's slow.
We did swap up to. I usually am the Syndicate gens. Usually the investigators, the agents. We just swap it up so Jen, we get different points of view, both Jen and I. So there was, I'm sure I made a few mistakes, and I'll try and catch that in the editing and, correct them. But I didn't think it would be faster with more players because it does scale. With more players, you would have, it's 1 investigation for each agent. So if you had 3 players being the agents, it would be 3 investigations open, 4 before. So I knew it wouldn't scale too well.
I didn't know that.
It wouldn't change. Well, when we played with 4 players, there was 4 investigations open.
No, that's when I found out that it scales.
Okay.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was 2 because that's what it was the first time we played it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now with 2 players, they suggest you play with 2 agents. So that's what we did. I'm sure you could play with more if you wanted to. I don't see, as long as you keep track of it.
Yeah.
So that being said, if you do not like playing multiple characters in the game, and you only have 2 players, this wouldn't be a game for you.
Somehow I think there's potential here, and I don't know.
Yeah. Now, I don't think I like this game, to be honest with you. I tried to give it multiple. This is the 4th time I played. I played a solo game just to get the rules down. It's a simple game. Yeah, it is. I thought it would be a good gateway game into this genre. Apparently it's not. We played with people who are, I guess you would say non-gamers. I don't know that they would be casual gamers, right?
I think they've played a little more than others, but no, I wouldn't say they were gamers.
Right. And they said that this was complicated for them.
And I don't think it's complicated.
Yeah, but we've been exposed to many more games. I don't think it's complicated at all either.
I think it's just too long for what it is.
Yes, and it doesn't hold your interest as some of the longer games would. This is very repetitive.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to freshen it up, or there's not a lot of really hard decisions to make in the game. It's the hardest decision is, do I pay an influence for this card or not? Yeah.
Maybe if we tried it and limited it to so many rounds or something.
It could be that.
I guess you couldn't do rounds, but shorten the amount of whatever that you need to get.
Right, where the agents only had to do 6.
Yeah, like the agents would do 5, and then you would have to get to 25 if you were the syndicate.
Well, no, that's kind of unbalanced for the syndicate player.
Okay, well then if you were the agent, you would have to go all the way to the bottom, and then I would have to get like 11. Did you not catch on to that, Barry?
I did. Oh, cheat. All right.
I'm not trying to cheat.
Yeah, so like I said, I thought this would be a good game for...
I said I didn't like it before, and then I'm like, I kind of like it, but I don't know. There's just something that's like off-putting.
This one disappointed. I think they could have done something much better with the theme of the game. With something better with the X-Files IP.
Yeah.
I mean, it's they took lines from the TV show, and the themes
so long ago, I don't remember them.
The themes kind of there. I do. When I read the lines, I kind of remember some of the episodes and stuff like that. But I just feel they could have done something more with the theme. Now, that's being said, I understand that they're trying to make this for a wide, a broad audience, but I just think they missed it on that,
I don't know. You know what? If you're obsessed with X-Files, you're gonna love this. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the length for me. I don't know. But then again, like, I'm tired usually when we're playing games because I get up every day at like 4:30.
Yeah, now I'm not, but I think it does overstay its welcome. It's too long for it, And when I bought it, I thought it'd be a good game. It's Kevin Wilson made it. He's a good designer, pedigree designer.
You know who I like? Kevin Smith.
Okay, he's not in this.
I'm not gonna say get rid of it, but
I would say try it before you buy it. This one, I don't know. It may end up on my trade list. I don't know yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna say don't trade it yet, but
we'll play it again with different group of people maybe and see. But I knew this was going to be an easier game. I watched Vassal's review on it. But you really don't get a feel for a game unless you see it played out or you play it out yourself. So I knew it wasn't going to be a real complex game, and that didn't bother me. I figured this may be something that I can introduce to new people. And with the different games, it just seems the same. I mean,
is it because every time we played together, I win?
No, it's not that.
I know, I'm just kidding.
I'm
just letting people know that I won.
Well, that being said, I wasn't real aggressive with the Syndicate cards when I played it with the new group because that's just how I am. I don't want to...
That's true. I was rocking the Syndicate cards today.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's how I think the game should be played.
Yeah.
But I held off for like 5 rounds or 6 rounds. I actually held off a little too long when we played with the people who aren't, in the board gaming as heavily as we are. And I usually do that. When playing with somebody who's not heavily involved in the hobby or people who haven't played these more strategic games, I don't like to bombard them right away. I don't want to make it not fun for people.
Right.
And, so throughout the game I was asking them, do you have a good feel for the game yet?
Yeah.
And when they finally said yes, then I started playing some of these Syndicate cards. But like Jen said, she was going heavily on it, and it's good for us because we're used to board games, and it did bring a little more to the game.
Yeah.
But I still feel it overstayed its welcome. Like I said, I just think it missed it. It just missed out on the theme. It could have been something different. Maybe I was just expecting something different.
I don't know. I just think it's for what it is. It's too long because it's not hard. It's really not. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it anymore. Like
Jen said, it is. All you're really doing is saying, okay, I got a card with +3 investigation. And I hope the Syndicate player doesn't do something to screw me up, or stuff like that. The wounds, I did forget about them a couple of times in this playthrough. This is any game I do in the playthroughs. I usually lose because I'm focusing on the camera, the microphones, explaining it, what we're doing. I'm not really 100% on the games. So I'm okay with that. I'm used to losing on camera. That's fine. But, like I said, I'm sure I made some mistakes, and I do apologize for that. I'll try and catch them in post.
He cuts me when he loses off camera.
I do. I beat her. I beat her.
I don't even think my hand was in the camera.
I tape her eyes open and make her watch videos
about board games and listen to podcasts. Yes. With headphones on. Maybe when I'm sleeping.
All right, we're digressing.
We usually do. It's our thing.
We do. So, overall, the components are decent. They're not bad components. They're not spectacular components. They do have these standees You know, which doesn't bother me. The artwork's decent. You know, the cards are pretty decent quality. Yeah, they're not real thin. They're not. They are pretty good quality cards.
Yeah, no, they're nice cards.
Other than some of that bleeding issues that I said, you know.
It doesn't have a shiny box.
She doesn't. Yeah, she wants shiny box.
But it has a nice matte finish to it.
Yes.
The cat really liked it.
The cat really likes sitting in the box. There is well, that's another thing with the cars. There's not a whole lot of variety in the cars. There's, you know, the different investigations have +1. You know, the different types of investigation cars have +1. You know, or -1, whatever. But you know, there's not really a whole lot of you know, difference. You know, you're either adding an investigation or subtracting an investigation.
Do you think we don't find it enjoyable because we don't put the puzzle together as we go?
Yes, there is the puzzle, which we didn't talk about. You know, and it comes out to say, I want to believe it's the picture of Mulder, and I probably will add this in the video post, but you know, there's these tiles, there's the 9 tiles you put together, and it says, I want to believe over that picture, the saucer that Mulder had pinned up in the game, in the video, in the TV series.
It's in the instructions.
Yes.
But you're gonna put it together.
Yeah, I'll put it together off camera. But we usually don't put that together because it's so big and it takes up so much table space, and the board itself is big as it is. This is probably the size of Ticket to Ride, probably bigger.
No, it's about Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bigger.
All right, so what's our conclusion here, Jennifer? Yeah, I see you giving me the finger. What is the conclusion here, Jennifer?
It's a great game. I love it. I can't wait to play it again.
Now, you say that on a game you hate, but in a game you like, you say, yeah, it's okay.
No, it's not. I don't say, yeah, it's okay. I say, it's good. It's all right. Yeah. This game it's all right. It has potential somewhere. I don't know. There's just something. I don't know. I think it takes too long.
Yeah.
Because I think it is a simple game, I think it just takes too long. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, it could be. Thanks, Nudge. Thanks for your cooperation. Your cooperation in this video. Thank you.
Come here, Nudge.
So
he's eating the box.
In conclusion, I would say try this game before you buy it. If you're not into simpler games, you know, if you're in the more complex games, you know, try it before you buy it. This kind of has a Euro-y feel to me, you know, because it's sort of like a worker placement with events, kind of, you know. You know, you're not rolling dice or anything. There is some randomness with the card shuffle when you're drawing the card, like we said, and stuff like that. You know, the syndicate player is trying to stop you from these investigations, but he really, even that, I didn't mention that. You know, the syndicate players has the option of playing these cards face down in these different regions, okay, in hopes that the investigation that is drawn will match this later on.
Yeah,
you know,
that is a little bit difficult, that part. And then when you're not getting the card, or you're getting the same card, and then that one ally you had that made everything cost 1 more, there's some difficulty there.
Yeah, and that's something else we didn't. There are different allies. The syndicate has allies. The investigators have allies. I don't remember exactly how many there are. I think there's like 6 or 7, and there's like 4 or 5 for the investigators, the agents, and 3 or 4 for the syndicate player. And you know, with the syndicate player, I think it gets kind of hosed with them allies. You know, and that's another thing. There's nothing you can do with the ally to get rid of it other than replacing it with one you have. So if you're like the syndicate and the investigators put out an ally, then you're stuck with that until they either change it, which will benefit them, or, you know, hopefully somewhere down the line you'll draw an ally and you can replace it. There's no way to really discard the allies that I remember. Or I could be wrong, there could be 1 or 2 cards in there, but that I remember. You know, there's really no way to do it. Okay, so with that, I think we're going to wrap this up now. Like I said, try this before you buy it if you're in the heavier games. You know, it's a basic game. You know, there's really not. It's really not that deep of a game. You know, so
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's
not great. It's not bad. It's just it's good.
Mechanically, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little boring. Yeah. So, you got anything else on it?
No, I got Nudge in the camera. I said my piece.
You put Nudge in the camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were talking.
There's every video since we got this cat. She's got to put Nudge in there.
Yeah, but you were talking too. You were looking down at the board, and I'm just like,
She does that. So I do apologize for my viewers when you see kitten legs dangling down.
But you know what? It's fun because Barry does. He's like, oh, when you say it, you don't say it until you're editing.
Yes, and then she knows when I say it. Because I usually yell her. Again?
Yes.
Alright, so that was X-Files, the board game.
Thanks for watching.
Get gaming.
And have fun.
And we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.